There's a lot in tutoring that's not just content delivery, but it's also that confidence building and the memory work.
In this episode, we're going to talk to tutors Carly Gibberson and Julie Heiman about some of the services they offer through the Alvin College Learning Lab. So yes. Carly, tell me a little bit about you and kind of how long you've been to college, kind of what you do.
Yeah, so I'm Carly Gibberson. I'm the Developmental Education English Specialist. I have been here for a total of 2 months, but I really enjoy it. I'm very thankful to be here. And my role is to provide academic assistance and support for students who are in NCRW and INRW courses. And I also help to promote and provide services with our writing tutors.
So now I get to focus on math. So I've been training Carly, showing her the ropes, and she's been doing amazing, doing really new things, producing lots of great work for us. I just like to say that I'm a person who supports both the faculty and the Learning Lab to help our developmental students get through math. So I get to focus on math now.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
I mean, my developmental math students are pretty awesome because they get to do math test reviews with me. I tell them that they're very lucky because I create Jeopardy-ish games to help them prepare for their tests. So I get to work with their instructors and see their reviews and sometimes the tests. And I pick out 25 questions for them to practice with. So in a normal tutoring session, students have to bring their questions to the tutors to say, I need help with this. But in this type of session, I'm giving them the questions that can help them prepare to see if they're ready for their test. It's a great thing because self-test is one of the best ways to see if you're prepared. So it's kind of fun.
And I'm sure, Carl, you'll develop your own standards.
Yeah, I mean, to kind of parallel her math reviews, starting the first week of December, I'm going to be offering revising reviews, kind of a language arts take on that. But students will be able to bring their final essay, the last essay that they turn in for the semester, and they'll get to have a one-on-one writing conference with me. We'll also do some peer reviewing, and it will count as required tutoring credit if they need to get in anything last minute for their grades. But I'm excited to start that as well.
So y'all have a new program now with our dual enrollment students. So Carly, tell me now kind of this program that we have now with dual enrollment and how it helps students in other campuses.
Yeah, so soon we'll be going to the high school campuses about bi-weekly, and we'll be supporting the students with visits and just supporting them, helping them raise their GPA, helping them with content, both English and math. And then we also offer TSI bootcamp support. So I'm a tutor for that, and we have that one Saturday per month. And it's just test-taking tips for students that need to take their college entrance exam.
And I think they're using the materials that we had in our previous boot camps, which I actually helped create the math curriculum
So these are face-to-face?
Yes.
They are.
Okay. So how does that work for y'all? I mean, y'all are basically touring.
We're going to go visit. We're going to have a schedule.
So how does the student, do they have to set an appointment, or how does it work?
The dual enrollment coordinator will kind of create a rotating schedule for us. So I'll be there at one campus 1 week doing English, and then Julie will rotate and she'll go to that same campus and do math the following week. So we won't be there together, but we'll be alternating subjects per week.
So Julie, you've been here for a couple of years now. Do you get a lot of dual enrollment students who come here on campus or no?
No, this will be the first time I've ever worked with dual enrollment students. I've always worked with the students that came to ACC for developmentals.
So how do you kind of feel now you're going to be dealing with younger students and, maybe students that haven't been able to get services in the past?
I'm definitely excited about that part of helping and expanding our program. I'm sure we'll be working with some of our new students that we've started with this semester with the College Connects that are also kind of developmental students that are also high school. So it's that I think, led to our expansion to working with dual enrollment totally. And also our work with the TSI boot camps.
So is the tutoring going to be just for TSI preparation, or is it also just going to be just for the classrooms in general?
The goal is to help out with anything that we can. So the TSI support, also the entry college level class support. They've always had access to our services, but I think that they didn't know that. I think a lot of our dual enrollment students didn't realize they could get tutoring support from our campus, and we have on-campus and virtual tutoring. So I think us being there is going to let them know that we exist and let them know that they should be utilizing us.
So how does it work then with the tutoring when they come in and they say, okay, I've got this class and I'm working on this and I'm struggling with it? Do you walk them through their material, or do you really more work with their skills and kind of developing those skills?
I imagine it would be similar to what we would do with any tutoring student.
Oh, I know, I understand that. But
Yeah, so they'd bring in some questions, and we'd see, okay, where are you? What can you do? How can I get you? How can I bridge that gap? Which is my favorite part, is seeing where they are, what they're already doing, and what can we do to get them thinking to where they need to be thinking.
I mean, really just reviewing the assignment details, making sure that they understand what the expectations are from the instructor. And then writing is like a very individualized approach.
Right.
So doing like a lot of proofreading out loud with them so that they can hear their own errors. Usually that helps them just self-correct. Sometimes they just need just that extra support person. And then once they hear how it sounds, they're able to take it from there.
That's true. There's a lot in tutoring that's not just content delivery, but it's also that confidence building and the memory work. I love seeing what does a student come with, like what's their method. I'm not one of those people who says you have to use my method to get the right answer.
Right.
I just want to see your thinking. If you have mathematically correct thinking, that's great. So I want to see where you are to see how to get you there.
And I imagine that's the difference between tailoring, I guess, tutoring services versus teaching a class. So the tutoring, you're dealing with a kid who's got their own, I say kid, but you're dealing with a student who has their own approach to how they do anything, whether it's math, English, or whatever.
That's one of the things why I actually like tutoring better than whole group teaching. So you really get to know that student one-on-one. You get to see their brain, their process.
Sometimes, since it is such an individualized approach with writing, sometimes they, like the student, even teaches me things.
Kind of gives you an idea for different approaches for other students down the way.
Yeah, because I'm coming from K-12 education, which is a very, almost like a rigid structure of do this first, then do this second, and include this. And what I've learned working with students is you can incorporate a lot more of their personal voice in college academic writing than you can in K-12. And so that just has been really cool seeing students incorporate like a hook at the end of the introduction instead of at the beginning, and just they're really expanding what I know as well.
Well, and these students are young, and this is the first time they've had college education, period, for a lot of them. And so they're having to learn, like, okay, it doesn't have to be black and white and only one way of doing things. And so I imagine that maybe that some of them struggle with that.
I think that that's a thing that I've heard for different instructors and different tutors, that the way that you have to write for the standardized testing is very different than the way that you have to write for college academic writing.
Yeah, it's almost like a script for like the STAR test, just a very repetitive outline. But then college writing is much more personal, much more. Of course, the topics like you're able to expand and open up different topics that they can't write about in K-12, which a lot of them find that really exciting to get to kind of incorporate like political or social issues, and then those are things that are easy for them to write about because they're meaningful to them
have
too.
Opinions about it as well. So. Can you explain to me what that co-requisite model is and kind of how it benefits students and how students, I guess, because everything I've read is they're performing much better now with this model than they did beforehand?
The idea from remedial before was, let's do what we've always done. We're going to teach them the basics, and then hopefully they'll get from that and they'll progress.
Kind of like a second
attempt
stuff from what they learned in high school.
Right. With the co-requisite model, they're hoping to support them to get through their required courses faster. So they're doing their on-level, college-level class, usually, along with a support class that's helping kind of boost those skills and give them the support they need. So they are supposed to be taking the same content as anybody else coming in, but they have that extra support to help them manage to get through. Any support we offer is great. I love how much ACC gives to their students or has available to their students.
For students that are listening, if you haven't booked with a writing tutor before, our writing tutors are very experienced. They can really help you take your essay to the next level. And basically how you book is you can go to the pod page, go to student services, tutoring. We have face-to-face appointments and virtual options, and your tutor can help you pre-write, revise, help with editing, grammar, MLA format, all of those scary things that come with writing.
Yeah.
You can either contact us at the Learning Lab. We have pod page, we have a phone, we have Connex Ed, we have Teams. You can message us. But the best way is to use that link in the pod page that sets them up for their appointment. They get to see, again, are they going to meet on campus or virtual, and who and when they're going to work with.
Well, thank y'all. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for listening. To learn more about this program, visit alvincollege.edu/learning-lab.